The 2022 FIA Formula One World Championship is a motor racing championship for Formula One cars which is the 73rd running of the Formula One World Championship. It is recognized by the Fédération Internationale de l'Automobile, the governing body of international motorsport, as the highest class of competition for open-wheel racing cars. The championship is contested over 22 Grands Prix, which are held around the world, and it is scheduled to end earlier than in other recent years to avoid overlapping with the FIFA World Cup. Drivers and teams are competing for the titles of World Drivers' Champion and World Constructors' Champion, respectively. The 2022 championship saw the introduction of significant changes to the sport's technical regulations. These changes had been intended to be introduced in 2021, but were delayed until 2022 in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Max Verstappen, who was the reigning drivers' champion, claimed his second title at the Japanese Grand Prix, while his team, Red Bull Racing, achieved their fifth World Constructor Championship, and first since 2013, at the following United States Grand Prix. Mercedes were the reigning Constructors' Champions. Production. Background. Worlds Collide is a series of professional wrestling shows that began on January 26, 2019, when WWE held an inter-brand tournament featuring wrestlers from the NXT, NXT UK, and the now-defunct 205 Live brands. After not being held in 2021, WWE announced on August 16, 2022, that Worlds Collide would return on September 4, 2022, and be held at the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. It was the third Worlds Collide event and primarily featured wrestlers from the NXT and NXT UK brands. The announcement also confirmed that this would be the final event for NXT UK. Following the event, the brand went on hiatus and will relaunch as NXT Europe in 2023. In addition to the WWE Network in international markets, it was available to live stream on Peacock in the United States, due to the American version of the WWE Network merging under Peacock in March 2021. Storylines. The card included matches that resulted from scripted storylines, where wrestlers portrayed heroes, villains, or less distinguishable characters in scripted events that built tension and culminated in a wrestling match or series of matches. Results was predetermined by WWE's writers on the NXT and NXT UK brands, while storylines were produced on the NXT 2.0 and NXT UK television programs. After NXT champion Braun Breaker had successfully retained his title at Heatwave, NXT United Kingdom champion Tyler Bate appeared to confront Breaker. On the August 23 episode of NXT 2.0, both Bate and Breaker signed a contract for a championship unification match to take place at Worlds Collide. On the August 23 episode of NXT 2.0, NXT Women's Champion Mandy Rose confronted Blair Davenport and demanded respect from her. NXT UK Women's Champion Meiko Satomura joined the confrontation, and the two champions argued who was better. The champions then agreed to a title unification match at Worlds Collide, with Davenport also being added to the match due to being the number one contender for the NXT UK Women's Championship. On the August 30 episode of NXT 2.0, after NXT Women's Tag Team Champions Katana Chance and Kaden Carter had successfully won their match, Doudrop and Nikki ASH from Raw appeared and challenged Chance and Carter for the title at Worlds Collide, which was made official. On the August 30 episode of NXT 2.0. During a mixed six-person tag team match that pitted Brooks Jensen, Josh Briggs, and Fallon Henley against Pretty Deadly and Lash Legend, Gallus interfered in favor of Legend and Pretty Deadly and helped them to win. On the same episode, after Joe Coffey and Wolfgang defeated the Creed brothers, a brawl started between both teams, as Pretty Deadly and Briggs and Jensen joined the fight. This led to a fatal four-way tag team elimination match being scheduled between NXT Tag Team Champions the Creed Brothers, NXT UK Tag Team Champions Briggs and Jensen, Gallus, and Pretty Deadly at Worlds Collide, which would also be a title unification match. On the August 30th episode of NXT 2.0, NXT North American Champion Carmelo Hayes, alongside Trick Williams, discussed how no one could match Hayes' level. Ricochet from SmackDown then appeared to challenge Hayes for the title at World Collide, which was made official.